Olá, seja muito bem-vindo a mais um especial Futebol Clube Porto, hoje para acompanharmos as palavras de Francesco Farioli na antevisão ao encontro entre o Vitória-FC Porto e o Futebol Clube do Porto, agendado para amanhã às 8h30 da noite em Guimarães. O Futebol Clube do Porto vai iniciar esta segunda volta do campeonato. Esta será a 18ª jornada, depois de uma primeira volta praticamente perfeita por parte desta turma de Francesco Farioli, que somou 49 pontos em 51 possíveis, entra para isso para esta 18ª jornada com 16 vitórias e um empate em 17 jogos, numa altura em que Francesco Farioli entra na sala para começarmos esta conferência de imprensa.
Muito boa tarde a todos. Começamos a conferência com a pergunta do Porto Canal.
Boa tarde, Pedro. Boa tarde, Mister. Este será o terceiro encontro frente ao Vitória-FC Porto esta temporada, depois de 2 jogos com histórias bem diferentes. Vindo o Vitória de uma fase positiva depois de vencer um troféu, está à espera do melhor Vitória desta temporada, talvez? O que é que espera para este jogo? Obrigada.
It's the third time that we are going to face them. Two similar games in terms of dynamics, very different in terms of result. We are going to face a team that, as you said, probably they are in this moment the team in the best shape in the league. Recently became champion and celebrating a trophy, and then I need to correct myself because I say that I never saw anybody celebrating a trophy in January, and in this case, of course, all the credit to them for what they did. They beat us at home, and after, of course, they had a fantastic exploit during the Final Four. So big congratulations to them, and of course the awareness that is required to play it in a field that is a really complicated one. Against one team that, as you said, they are definitely in a top form.
Sport TV.
Boa tarde, Francisco Farioli. Estamos em direto para a Sport TV+. Duas questões, se me forem permitidas. A primeira é se é um objetivo seu e do Futebol Clube do Porto voltar a ser praticamente perfeito na segunda volta e se isso é possível, ou se está à espera que o nível da segunda volta e dos adversários aumente de forma muito forte. E depois, em relação a Varelas...
Respondemos à primeira, se calhar.
Yes. So, with the game of tomorrow, of course, we start the second leg of the season. To do better is difficult. I think it will be great to repeat what we have done. Of course, it will be very difficult, very complicated. The games in the second leg are always more demanding because the games doesn't count just 3 points, but with the results there is always a possible consequence for good or bad. So of course we expect a very strong second half, full of challenges that will require from our side a lot of attention and commitment. So the game of tomorrow just need to give us again this capacity to enter in this new cycle of games with the right attitude. That is always the priority, to transfer the positive vibes that we got from the game of a couple of days ago. But again, knowing that what we have done is part of the past, what is in front of us is the present and near future, and this is where we need to be really well connected, really well focalized. Because again, Vitória in this moment they prove that they can be really competitive against any level of opponent, a team that is capable to turn the game around, as it happened against us in Dragao. So the game is never over. I expect a very strong start from them, and again we have to be ready, to be sharp, and to be with our level of competitiveness at our best.
A segunda questão sobre o Alain Varela. Estamos todos à espera que seja o substituto do Pablo Rosário. Ele esteve no banco nos últimos jogos. Perguntar-lhe como é que ele viveu essa condição no banco e o que é que espera dele agora.
No, Alan tomorrow is going to be in the lineup, as he has been for many matches in this part of the season. As you know, I truly believe in the capacity to rotate players to maximize their moment, to give sometimes some small period of break and rest. I think one other example is Martin Fernandez, that he had the start of the season with some some games positive after he had a couple of injuries. He struggled a bit to get back in the rhythm, and now he's performing at his really best, or let's say really good, even though I believe he has still margin to improve. So for Alan is exactly the same. We will need him. We need him. We will need him tomorrow to have a very important performance, but just to do what he already did in the previous matches, this will be great to have it, and I'm sure that tomorrow he's going to be present and to give us the right impact into the match.
Você recorde? Pode ser.
Boa tarde, Sr. Farrell. Rui Sousa, Record. Duas questões, se me permite. A primeira tem a ver com o Francisco Moura. Se já pode contar com o jogador para este jogo, se ele já está recuperado, e se o resto dos jogadores, tirando o Luke de Jong e o Neon Pérez, se os outros estão todos em condições de ir a jogo.
Yeah, a part of Luke and Nuan, all the others are ready to play for the game of tomorrow.
A outra tem a ver com o mercado. O Presidente disse esta semana que tem estado em contacto consigo, que nesta altura, com a chegada do Tiago Silva, estava resolvida o problema do central, com o Pietro Zebski também estava resolvida a questão do extremo. Ficou em aberto a questão do ponta de lança, devido à questão do Luke de Jong. Ele disse que dificilmente, se calhar, iria ao mercado. Qual é a sua perspectiva? Se está satisfeito com o grupo neste momento, ou se ainda há possibilidade de chegar a um...
Yeah, about what the President said, I think was very clear yesterday. We are, of course, still alert according to opportunities that can appear, but if nothing special is going to happen, we are ready to proceed with the players that we had. The arrival of Oscar and Thiago help us to reinforce positions where we were short due to the injuries and the market in the summer. So again, a few days before the end of the market, but I think the message of the President has been really clear. We are constantly connected, so let's see what is happening in the last days, but we are very calm, we are very comfortable in the situation where we are, even though of course we want always to try to improve the team and to be ready if some good opportunities appear.
A bola?
Bom dia, Mr. Pascoal Sousa, Jornal A Bola. Perguntava do Tiago Silva, ele teve uma estreia num jogo muito exigente, até do ponto de vista físico. Nesses dias de intervalo entre esse jogo do Benfica e o jogo com o Vitória de Guimarães, vê o Tiago Silva com condições físicas para ir a jogo, para manter esse sistema que o Mister implementou no jogo com o Benfica?
So on Thiago, I think it was great. So we were almost sure to have him for 60-70 minutes because in the training camp in Algarve was really positive. He trained well, he did well as well in the friendly match that we had. Of course, we got all surprised for how we finished the game with the calmness, and the tranquility the calmness to manage the full 90 minutes in a game that was very demanding physically and mentally. Once again, his qualities, his leadership, and his experience help us a lot to manage the game, but as well for him to manage his own game last night. And yeah, so in these few days he recovered well, he trained properly, so he is ready to play if he's needed, as well like all the other center backs that are here, ready to help the team, ready to step up and ready to contribute to the team to keep performing.
Fazer uma segunda pergunta. Com a chegada destes dois reforços, há dois nomes que perdem um bocadinho de impacto, que é o Perpic e o Alarcón. Enquanto temos enquadramento futuro desses dois jogadores, como é que perspectiva que possam ser a sua utilização até o final da época? Terão oportunidades? Ou terão que ser eles a procurar essas oportunidades? Obrigado.
No, so for Perpic is very clear. Dominique arrived here as a young player with not a lot of expectation at the beginning of the season. And the reality that thanks to his qualities and his hard work, he maximized every single opportunity that we gave him. So in terms of hierarchy, nothing has changed. But in reality, what has changed is the level of trust that we all have in his performances, in his capability to start the game or to enter for a few minutes when is needed. And I think his progression has been really positive. He didn't lose any single moment to get better. I think he improved a lot in many areas of the game, thanks to his commitment, his attention in the training session, and as well in all the moments out of the pitch where we could have an impact on him. He's a very coachable player, very clever, and a player with a fantastic spirit. So we are really glad for his evolution, and for sure he's going to play his role in the next 6 months. About Angel, another great example of a player that didn't start the season really well. When the market ended, I had a very clear conversation about my expectation on him, and another example of how a player can take certain words, and I think he had a fantastic evolution, a great progression. He played a couple of matches in the starting lineup. He entered in several matches, so he will keep helping us both in the first team and in the second team. And after, of course, we need to see what is happening in the next days, because he's a player that has a good market. I receive a lot of calls and a lot of interest on him. My desire is to keep him with us, because I believe he will help us, and he can help us a lot in the next period.
Fechamos com o jogo.
Boa tarde, Mr. Farioli, Hugo Moreira do Jogo. Duas perguntas também, se me permite. Queria perguntar pelo Mateus Mide, que na quinta-feira recebeu a medalha de mérito municipal do município de Gaia. Queria perguntar, tendo em conta que ele esteve a treinar integrado com a equipa há esta semana, quais é que foram as indicações que ele deixou durante estes treinos?
He's doing great. He was with us for a certain period of consecutive training session in Algarve. He came again this week a few days ago with us. So he's a player that is absolutely under our radar, and where we are putting a lot of attention with all the departments. Of course, watching his games, monitoring his physical evolution, because of course to have a plan on him, to develop him from the physical point of view is one of the key elements. He's a player that has, of course, great football skills, but he's in a phase where the physical evolution and the game understanding needs to get to the next level. He's a player that is really committed to develop himself through the path that we are going to define for him. So we are absolutely, aligned on this topic, and I'm sure that he's going to play an important role in the near future for the club in the first team, and of course in what is his present, that is the under-19 and as well the second team. And these comments are for him, but as well for all the young kids that we believe that could have a progression through the first team.
A segunda pergunta era sobre o equipamento que o Futebol Clube do Porto vai estrear amanhã. É comemorativo da Liga Europa conquistada em 2011. Na altura, André Vilas-Boas, o presidente, era treinador. Queria perguntar-lhe se falou com o presidente sobre essa conquista e sobre o que essa conquista significou para o Futebol Clube do Porto, tendo em conta que o presidente era o treinador, e também se o plantel atual do Futebol Clube do Porto tem o que é preciso para repetir a proeza 15 anos depois.
This is a big question. So from my side, we are here. Of course, I repeat myself several times on this topic. When you are the coach of a club of this dimension, you go every time on the pitch with the desire to win football matches. That's clear in all the possible competition, and this is what we are trying to do. The reality that about the Europa League will be a topic in 5 days, so let's keep it for the next one. Our reality, and especially to achieve the target that you mentioned before, the reality that there is not a most important game than the game of tomorrow. As I mentioned before, with a team that is absolutely in a top moment, a team that is really well organized, a team that is generating the 38% of their chances from set places, a team that is really strong in transition, and we know very well because we pay the price on top of of couple of our mistakes. A team that they have an incredible physicality, especially with a player in front. A team that is capable to have few rotation, interesting rotation with the ball from both sides. So before to think about what could happen in May, let me be focused about what is going to happen the 18th of January in Guimarães.
Obrigado a todos, bom fim de semana.
Palavras de Francesco Farioli na antevisão este encontro entre o Vitória-FC Porto e o Futebol Clube Porto, agendado para amanhã às 8h30 da noite, e vou passar aqui a fazer a tradução das palavras de Francesco Farioli, a começar por dizer que este jogo será bastante difícil, até porque este poderá ser o melhor Vitória-FC Porto da temporada, até porque vem de uma vitória na Taça da Liga, ergueu o troféu da Taça